The Jedi Temple was quiet. Too quiet. Anakin Skywalker walked through the marble halls, his boots echoing like a drumbeat of war. His mind was a storm. Padme, the baby, the dream where she died screaming his name, and Palpatine, the man who had promised to save her, the man who had just whispered a secret that changed everything. "I am the Senate," the Chancellor had said, "and I know the ways of the dark side." Anakin's blood turned to ice. For 13 years, the Jedi had hunted a shadow, a Sith Lord hiding in plain sight. And now, Anakin knew the truth. The monster wasn't on Mustafar. He wasn't on Kamino. He was sitting in the Chancellor's chair, smiling at the Republic he was quietly poisoning. Anakin's hand hovered over his lightsaber. Every instinct screamed at him to run back, to confront Palpatine alone, to take the power the Sith offered and save his wife. But then he saw her face in his mind, not dying, smiling, trusting him, and he made his choice. He turned sharply and marched toward the council chamber. Mace Windu was inside, staring out at the Coruscant skyline. He turned when Anakin entered, sensing the tremor in the Force. "Skywalker? What is it?" Anakin's voice was low, steady, final. "Master Windu, Chancellor Palpatine is a Sith Lord. He's the one we've been looking for, and if we don't act tonight, the Jedi Order will fall by morning." Mace Windu's eyes went wide. The hunt was over. The war for the galaxy had just begun. The speeder cut through Coruscant's night sky like a blade. Inside, 5 Jedi sat in silence. Mace Windu gripped the controls. Kit Fisto, Ajan Kolar, and Saesee Tiin checked their lightsabers one final time. And beside them sat Anakin Skywalker, the man whose confession had changed everything. "Skywalker," Mace said quietly, "stay behind us. If he turns you, we all die tonight." Anakin nodded, but his hand never left his saber. The Chancellor's office loomed ahead. Palpatine was inside, alone, waiting for a report on General Grievous. He was expecting Anakin. Just Anakin. The doors hissed open. Palpatine looked up from his desk, and for the first time in decades, surprise flickered across his ancient face. 4 Jedi Masters, and his prized apprentice, all with sabers ignited. "Master Windu," Palpatine said smoothly, "I take it General Grievous has been destroyed?" "In the name of the Galactic Senate of the Republic," Mace answered. "You are under arrest, Chancellor." Palpatine's smile vanished. His eyes flicked to Anakin, searching, pleading, calculating. "Anakin, I told you it would come to this. The Jedi are taking over." But Anakin's voice was steel. "No, Chancellor. You are." Palpatine's kind face melted away. His skin twisted. His eyes burned yellow. From his sleeve exploded a crimson lightsaber, and with a shriek of pure hatred, Sidious lunged. Again Kolar died in the first 2 seconds. Saesee Tiin fell in the third. But this time, Anakin didn't hesitate. He raised his blue blade beside Mace Windu's purple one, and the chosen one struck at the Sith with everything he had. The trap had failed. Now the hunter was cornered. Sidious was a whirlwind of red death. His crimson blade danced between 3 Jedi at once. Mace Windu pressed from the front. Kit Fisto struck from the side. Anakin swung from behind. And still, the Sith Lord laughed. "You will die, Jedi, as all your kind must." Lightning exploded from his fingertips. Kit Fisto raised his blade to block, but the bolts twisted around it and burned straight into his chest. The Nautolan Jedi crumpled to the floor. 3 dead in under a minute. Mace Windu snarled and pressed the attack. His purple blade smashed against Sidious with a fury that shook the windows. Anakin flanked left, forcing the Sith to defend 2 sides at once. Palpatine's yellow eyes darted between them. He was calculating, searching for a crack. A whisper, a weakness. "Anakin," he hissed, "she will die screaming without me. I am the only one who can save her." For one heartbeat, Anakin faltered. Then he remembered Padme's smile, and he drove his lightsaber straight through Sidious's shoulder. The Sith Lord screamed. His red blade clattered away. Mace Windu stepped forward. his purple saber humming inches from Palpatine's throat. "It's over, Sidious. The Sith are extinct." "No!" Lightning erupted one last time, but Mace deflected it back, and the bolts consumed their master. Palpatine's face melted, his body twisted, and with a final, choking hiss, Darth Sidious died on the marble floor. Somewhere across the galaxy, on 1,000 battlefields, a command that would have ended the Jedi Order was never given. But the Republic was about to learn, killing the puppet master doesn't stop the war. On Utapau, Commander Cody stood in the rain. He watched Obi-Wan Kenobi ride off on a green Varactyl, chasing General Grievous through the sinkhole city. His comlink buzzed against his hip. He waited for the call that always came at the end of a battle. But tonight, no call came. On Kashyyyk, Commander Gree raised his blaster behind Master Yoda. His finger hovered on the trigger. His chip pulsed, then went quiet. He blinked, lowered the weapon, wondered why he had raised it at all. On Felucia, the 327th surrounded Aayla Secura in the tall blue grass. Bly gave the order to march forward, not to fire. His hand trembled without knowing why. Across the galaxy, from Megiddo to Cato Nemoidia to Saleucami, the same silence, the same confusion, the same buried command, waiting for a master who was already dead. Back on Coruscant, Mace Windu stood over Palpatine's smoking body. He tapped his comlink with a shaking hand. "All Jedi generals, this is Master Windu. The Chancellor was a Sith Lord. He is dead. Repeat, the war ends tonight. Stand down all clone forces immediately." Obi-Wan received the message mid-battle. He froze on his mount, stunned. Yoda closed his eyes on Kashyyyk and whispered, "Felt it, I did." Ended, the shadow has. But not every clone heard the order in time. And deep in their minds, the chips remained. Silent, sleeping, waiting. Because somewhere in the shadows of the Empire that was never born, another Sith was already listening. He news hit Coruscant like a shockwave. By dawn, every holoscreen in the galaxy carried the same message. The Supreme Chancellor was a Sith Lord. He had started the Clone Wars. He had murdered millions to seize absolute power, and the Jedi had killed him in his own office. The Senate exploded. Half the delegates cheered the Jedi as heroes. The other half screamed treason. Vice Chair Mas Amedda locked himself in his chambers. Senator Bail Organa demanded emergency elections. Mon Mothma called for the immediate dissolution of the war powers. And thousands of Palpatine loyalists, senators he had bought, bribed, or blackmailed, panicked. Some fled Coruscant that same night. Others tried to seize control of the Grand Army themselves. Padme Amidala stood at the center of the storm. She grabbed the podium with shaking hands and begged the Senate to hold together. "The Republic is bigger than one man. Do not let his shadow finish what his blade could not." But out in the Outer Rim, the war raged on. Count Dooku was dead. General Grievous was dead. Yet the Separatist Council, Newt Gunray, Wat Tambor, San Hill, refused to surrender. They had no idea Sidious had been their master too. They only knew the Republic had just lost its leader, and they saw a chance. Battle droid factories on Geonosis roared back to life. Trade Federation fleets regrouped near Mustafar. The war did not end. It mutated. On Coruscant, Mace Windu stared out at the burning skyline and whispered a warning to Yoda. "We won the battle, Master, but the galaxy is about to choose a new tyrant, and we may not see him coming." They called him the hero who saved the Jedi. Holonet reporters flooded the temple steps. Senators lined up to shake his hand. Children on 100 worlds painted his face on their walls. Anakin Skywalker, the chosen one, had finally fulfilled the prophecy. He had destroyed the Sith. The Jedi Council granted him the rank of Master. Obi-Wan embraced him like a brother. Yoda placed a wrinkled hand on his shoulder and whispered, "Proud of you. I am. Chosen well. You did." Anakin smiled for the cameras. But inside, he was drowning, because the dreams had not stopped. Every night, he saw Padme screaming, blood on white sheets, a dying breath, a baby crying for a mother who was already gone. He woke up soaked in sweat, gripping his lightsaber, whispering her name. Palpatine was dead, but the fear he had planted was still alive. Anakin visited Padmé's apartment in secret. He held her belly. He kissed her forehead. He told her everything was going to be fine, and she smiled and believed him. But when she slept, he stood at the window and stared out at Coruscant with hollow eyes. He remembered Sidious's final words, "She will die screaming without me." What if it had been true? What if killing the Sith had not saved her but sealed her fate? Obi-Wan noticed. So did Mace. So did Yoda. They felt the darkness still coiled around Anakin like a serpent that refused to die. He walked to the edge of the abyss. Obi-Wan murmured, "And I fear a part of him never came back." Because the Chosen One had killed the Master. But the shadow inside him was still hungry. Obi-Wan Kenobi could not sleep. He sat in the Jedi archives long after midnight, staring at old holorecords of Anakin as a boy. The bright eyes, the eager smile, the child who had asked, "Are you an angel?" The Padawan who had grown into a hero. And now, the man who flinched every time someone mentioned Padmé. Obi-Wan had watched Anakin at the victory banquet. He had smiled at all the right moments, laughed at all the right jokes, but his eyes had been empty. His hand had never left his lightsaber. And when Bail Organa mentioned the senator from Naboo, Anakin's knuckles had turned white. Obi-Wan wasn't a fool. He had suspected the marriage for years. He had let it slide, hoping love would steady his brother. Now he wondered if it had doomed him instead. He went to Yoda in the dead of night. "Master, Anakin is not healed. He killed the Sith, but the Sith left something behind in him. I can feel it." Yoda's ears drooped. "Feel it too. I do. Fragile. The Chosen One remains. Watch him. You must. But push him. You must not." The next morning, Obi-Wan found Anakin alone on the temple balcony, staring out at the sunrise. He placed a gentle hand on his shoulder. "Anakin, whatever you're carrying, you don't have to carry it alone. You saved us all. Let us save you now." Anakin turned. His eyes were wet. His voice was soft. "Master, what if saving the galaxy costs me the only person I ever loved?" Obi-Wan had no answer. And in the silence, the shadow smiled. The galaxy had never known a silence like this. For 1,000 generations, the Jedi Order had guarded peace and justice in the Republic. And then, in a single moment, a moment that should have birthed an empire, everything changed. Sheev Palpatine was dead. Not in battle, not in glory, but in a quiet chamber on Coruscant, struck down before he could whisper the words that would have shattered a galaxy. Mace Windu's blade had found him first. Anakin Skywalker had arrived, but only to watch, only to choose. And Anakin had chosen the light. The Clone Wars ended not with betrayal, but with truth. Order 66 was never given. The clones stood down. The Jedi Temple's lights did not go dark, and across 1,000 worlds, children who should have died lived to see another sunrise. There was no empire. There was no Darth Vader. There was no Death Star. But peace. Peace is a fragile thing. On the golden fields of Naboo, a woman held 2 newborns in her arms. Padmé Amidala had survived. Barely. The medics said it was a miracle, that her spirit had refused to break, that love had pulled her back from the edge. And Anakin, kneeling beside her, had wept not from rage, but from relief. "They're beautiful," he whispered. "Luke," Padmé said softly, brushing the boy's cheek, "and Leia." Anakin looked at his children, and for the first time in years, the darkness in his heart went still. But Master Yoda watched from the doorway, and his ancient eyes were troubled. He had felt the shift in the Force. The great imbalance that should have come, had not come, not yet. But something remained, a shadow without a master, a hunger without a face. Hidden, they must be, Yoda said quietly. Even now, especially now. Obi-Wan Kenobi frowned. "Master, the war is over. Palpatine is dead." "Why?" "Ended. The war has," Yoda replied. But finished, the dark side is not. Waiting, it is. Patient, it always is. And so, though the galaxy celebrated, the wisest among the Jedi did not rest. The Republic rebuilt. Chancellor Bail Organa of Alderaan was elected to lead the reformed Senate. The corruption Palpatine had planted was slowly, painfully rooted out. Old alliances returned. The Trade Federation was dismantled. The separatist worlds were welcomed back, not as conquered enemies, but as wounded family. Anakin Skywalker was hailed as the hero with no fear. He and Padme revealed their marriage to a stunned but forgiving galaxy. Luke and Leia grew up together on Naboo, chasing each other through lakeside gardens, laughing under the twin moons. Ahsoka Tano returned to the Order. She trained a new generation of younglings, bright-eyed children who would never know the fear of a Sith Lord. Mace Windu became the Grand Master of the Jedi Council. Obi-Wan Kenobi retired quietly to Tatooine, where he raised banthas and watched the sun set. Content, at last. For 10 years, the galaxy healed. For 10 years, it forgot. But in the shadows, something was waking up. Deep in the unknown regions, far beyond the maps of the Republic, there was a world with no name. A world where the stars themselves seemed dimmer. A world the Sith had called Exegol. Palpatine had built things there, terrible things. Machines of war, vaults of forbidden knowledge, clones grown in silence, waiting for a master who would never come. And there was something else, something older than Palpatine, older than the Sith, older perhaps than the Jedi themselves. It had watched Palpatine rise, it had watched him fall. And now, in the deep dark, it began to reach out, searching for a voice, searching for hands, searching for a name it could wear like a mask. The Force trembled, but only those who listened closely could feel it, and most of the galaxy had stopped listening. On Naboo, Luke Skywalker was 10 years old. He was fast, too fast. His mother said he ran like the wind, and his father said he flew like a starship. He had his father's blue eyes and his mother's stubborn heart. He loved pod racers, moisture farms he had never seen, and the old stories his uncle Obi-Wan told when he visited. Leia was different, quieter, sharper. She read everything she could find: history, politics, philosophy. She asked questions no 10-year-old should ask. Why did the Clone Wars start? Why did the Jedi hide children? What was a Sith? Padme always answered honestly. Anakin did not always answer at all. One evening, as the sun set over the lake country, Leia found her father sitting alone on the veranda. His mechanical hand rested on the railing. His eyes were far away. "Papa," she said, "were you ever afraid?" Anakin looked at her, and for a long moment he was silent. "Yes," he finally said. "Once, I was afraid of losing everyone I loved, and that fear almost made me do something terrible. But you didn't." "No," he smiled sadly. "I didn't, because someone reminded me who I was." Leia frowned. "Who?" Anakin looked out at the water. "A friend, a brother, a teacher. All the same person." He did not say the name Obi-Wan, but Leia understood. She would remember that conversation. Years later, when the darkness came, she would remember it clearly. The Jedi Order flourished. Under Grand Master Windu, the temple on Coruscant became a place of learning again. Younglings trained in the halls. Padawans meditated in the gardens. The council no longer feared the Senate, and the Senate no longer feared the council. But Yoda did not rest. He traveled, alone most often. He went to Dagobah, to Illumim, to places even the Jedi archives had forgotten. He was searching for something, or perhaps warning something. On one such journey, deep in a cave on a nameless moon, Yoda felt it. A voice. Not a whisper, not a scream, something in between, something that did not belong to the living or the dead. "Skywalker," it said. Two of them, twins, bright, so very bright. Yoda's grip tightened on his cane. "Show yourself, you will." "Not yet, little Jedi, not yet, but soon, when the boy is ready, When the girl is ready. When the galaxy has forgotten how to be afraid. And then the voice was gone. Yoda stood in the dark for a long time. When he finally emerged from the cave, his face was grim. He returned to Coruscant. He called an emergency session of the Council, and for the first time in 10 years, the Jedi began to prepare, quietly, secretly, for a war that had not yet come. Meanwhile, in the Outer Rim, strange things were happening. Whole shipments of kyber crystals were disappearing, not stolen by pirates, vanished, simply gone, from locked vaults on locked ships in monitored space lanes. Rumors spread of a black armored figure seen on the edges of wild space. A ship that appeared and disappeared without a trace. A voice on unregistered channels offering credits, vast fortunes, to smugglers, mercenaries, and disgraced soldiers, willing to ask no questions. Bail Organa's intelligence services investigated. They found nothing. Or rather, they found holes. Gaps. Silences where there should have been reports. Someone was covering tracks. Someone with resources. Someone with patience. Bail brought his findings to Anakin Skywalker, now a Jedi Master, and one of the most respected voices on the Council. "Something is out there," Bail said. "I don't know what, but I feel it in my bones, Anakin. This peace, it's borrowed time." Anakin nodded slowly. He had felt it too, in his dreams, in the quiet moments between heartbeats. He looked out the window of Bail's Coruscant apartment. Far below, the city lights flickered like a sea of stars. "Then we prepare," Anakin said, quietly, without frightening the galaxy. "But we prepare." Luke turned 11, then 12. He began to show signs, small things at first. A cup that moved when he reached for it. A door that opened before he touched it. Dreams that turned out to be true. Padme watched with a mother's careful eye. Anakin watched with something deeper, something like memory. He saw himself in the boy, the raw talent, the impatience, the hunger to know, and it worried him. "He's not you," Padme said one night.